Once upon a time in the world of Islam, there existed a semi-religious political system known as the Caliphate, or Caliphate in Arabic. This system governed the vast territories of the Islamic Empire in the Middle East and North Africa, where the people were ruled by a supreme leader known as the Caliph, or Khalifa in Arabic, meaning successor. In the early days, caliphs were the sole sovereigns of the empire established by Prophet Muhammad, which they expanded by annexing territories from rival empires. The initial caliphs were selected by a group of senior members, almost like a primitive parliament, who considered the will of the people. These first four caliphs were called the Rashidun, meaning rightly guided, by mainstream Sunni Muslims. In contrast, Shia Muslims regarded only Ali, the fourth caliph, as legitimate and deemed the claims of the first three as usurpers. The early caliphate upheld this principle for a while, but it gradually transformed into a hereditary system of rule when the Umayyads introduced the dynastic approach. Later, the Abbasids replaced the Umayyads, though after the fall of Baghdad in 1258 CE, they retained only the title of caliph. A significant change occurred when the Ottoman sultans took charge of the institution, becoming the first non-Arabs to do so. The Ottoman Caliphate endured until 1924 CE, when Turkish nationalist leader Mustafa Kemal Pasha, also known as the father of modern Turkey, officially abolished it. The story of the Caliphate began with the Prophet Muhammad's passing in 632 CE. Since he had not designated a successor and had no surviving sons, a conflict emerged. While some believed that Ali, Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law, should be his rightful heir, the majority of the Muslim community supported Abu Bakr, the ablest and closest companion of the Prophet. These supporters of Abu Bakr were known as Sunnis, following the Sunnah or the way of the Prophet. Abu Bakr was bestowed the title of Caliph and enjoyed the sincere support of another respected companion of Muhammad, Umar, who eventually succeeded him. Abu Bakr, who ruled from 632 to 634 CE, emerged as a capable leader, facing resistance from Arabian tribes that considered their loyalty to Muhammad as an individual rather than to Islam. Abu Bakr rallied the faithful under the banner of jihad, holy war. In context, he succeeded in uniting the entire Arabian Peninsula. Recognizing that tribal loyalties might resurface, Abu Bakr dispatched armies to secure control over Arabian tribes in Sasanian and Byzantine territories. These missions, initially meant as raids, led to rapid and lasting conquests. Following Abu Bakr's demise in 634 CE, his staunch supporter, Umar ibn Khattab, became the next caliph. Umar continued Abu Bakr's campaigns, achieving major victories in battles like Al-Qadisiyah and Yarmouk in 636 CE, which paved the way for the conquest of the Sasanian Empire and the eastern Byzantine provinces, including Egypt, Syria, and the Levant. Umar introduced numerous reforms, institutions, and was renowned for his just administration. Sadly, he was assassinated by a Persian slave in 644 CE. Uthman ibn Affan, a pious man and close friend of Muhammad, succeeded Umar as caliph. While his rule was marked by military successes, the mounting costs of expansion proved burdensome. Problems that Umar had contained began to resurface, and they ultimately overwhelmed the new caliph. He was assassinated by rebellious soldiers in 656 CE, spelling the end of unity within the Muslim Ummah. Muawiyah, the governor of Syria, sought vengeance for Uthman's murder. However, the new caliph, Ali ibn Abi Talib, did not comply with his demands. This refusal led to discontent among many Muslims, resulting in constant civil wars and a halt in expansion. Ali also shifted the capital from Medina to Kufa, a garrison city in modern-day Iraq, further fueling controversy. His reign was tumultuous, and he met a similar fate as his predecessors, being assassinated by a group known as the Qayyites in 661 CE. Ali gained posthumous fame, especially in Shia ideology, where he is venerated as the only true successor to Muhammad. In Sunni Islam, all four caliphs are considered legitimate and rightly guided, collectively known as the Rashidun. It all began with Muawiyah, a cunning figure who challenged the authority of Ali, the fourth caliph, on moral grounds. After the demise of Ali, Muawiyah emerged as a prominent contender. In the year 661 CE, Muawiyah officially ushered in the rule of the Umayyad dynasty as its first caliph. The capital shifted from Medina to Damascus, marking a significant shift in power from Iraq to Syria. During Muawiyah's 20-year reign, the Muslim community, known as the Umar, experienced stability, unlike anything seen since the time of the early caliphs. Muawiyah's successor was his son, Yazid, whose appointment was met with strong resistance, especially from Hasan, the younger son of Ali. A tragic battle unfolded at Karbala in 680 CE, leading to Hasan's martyrdom, which holds great significance for both Sunni and Shia Muslims. Subsequently, Caliph Abd al-Malik took the reins in 685 CE. He encouraged centralization, elevated the status of Arabic as the empire's lingua franca, and expanded the empire by conquering Tunis and parts of the Iberian Peninsula. To maintain control over the rebellious province of Iraq, known for its Shia Muslims, a ruthless but loyal governor named Hajjaj ibn Yusuf was appointed. The empire reached its zenith under the rule of Walid I, Abd al-Malik's son, who extended the empire's borders with successful conquests in Pakistan, Transoxiana, and Spain. However, by the late 740 CE, the empire faced internal divisions, civil wars over succession, and a series of inept rulers. In 750 CE, the Umayyads were toppled by a new force, the Abbasids. The Abbasids, descendants of Prophet Muhammad's uncle Abbas, overthrew the Umayyads. Abu Abbas as-Saffar, known as the Bloodthirsty, assumed the title of Caliph in 750 CE. The transition involved brutal actions, such as digging up Umayyad graves, burning remains, and massacring living male Umayyad members. However, Abd al-Rahman I managed to escape to Al-Andalus, modern-day Spain, establishing the Islamic Caliphate of Córdoba in 756 CE, rivaling the elegance of the Abbasids. Under Caliph al-Mansur, 754 to 775 CE, Baghdad became the empire's new capital, surpassing all European cities of its time. It thrived as a center of learning, culture, and scholarly achievements. The reign of Caliph Harun al-Rashid, the most famous of the Abbasids, saw the establishment of the Grand Library of Baghdad, known as the Bait al-Hikmah, which played a crucial role in preserving the works of ancient Greek scholars and contributing to the European Renaissance. However, Harun al-Rashid's decision to divide the empire between his two sons, Al-Amin and Al-Mamun, led to a costly civil war after his death. This civil conflict marked the beginning of the empire's decline. The Abbasid Empire fragmented as different regions started breaking away as separate emirates. A new challenge emerged with the dominance of Turkish bodyguards, and private armies became the norm for contenders vying for the throne, further straining the empire's finances. In addition to internal troubles, a rival Shia caliphate called the Fatimids appeared in North Africa, spreading to Egypt and the Hejaz. They were eventually overthrown by Saladin, bringing Egypt under Abbasid suzerainty in 1171 CE. The Buyids, a Shia Iranian empire, captured Baghdad in 945 CE, reducing the Abbasid caliphs to figureheads. Subsequently, the Seljuks, a Turkic tribe from Central Asia, rose to power but soon fell, paving the way for the brief autonomy of the Abbasids. The empire's fate took a darker turn with the Mongol invasion in 1258 CE. Caliph al-Mustasim was besieged in his capital, Baghdad, and the city was razed. With its destruction, the Abbasid rule came to a tragic end, although shadow caliphs continued to exist in Cairo, holding only the title and no real authority. In the late 13th century, the Islamic world witnessed the rise of the Ottoman Sultanate, a powerful empire that would significantly impact the course of history. It all began with Osman, a former vassal to the Seljuks and a tribal chieftain. Osman saw an opportunity to expand his dominion in Asia Minor, seizing territories from the weakened Byzantine Empire. In doing so, he established the Ottoman Sultanate, named after himself. Osman and his successors viewed jihad and imperial expansion as moral duties and pursued them vigorously. Their rapid conquests brought them control over vast lands, including Anatolia, Asia Minor, and regions in the Balkans. The Ottoman expansion was so formidable that two major efforts by European Christendom to stop it, in 1389 and 1444, both ended in failure. By 1453, only Constantinople remained under Byzantine control, and Sultan Mehmed II, determined to take the city, laid siege to it. The successful conquest of Constantinople marked a pivotal moment as the city became the new capital of the Ottoman Sultanate. With control over the Dardanelles, the Ottomans monopolized major trade routes, including sections of the Silk Road, and were unwilling to share these vital paths with the rest of the world. This monopolization had profound consequences, leading to the age of exploration as European powers sought alternative routes to the east, eventually leading to the discovery of the New World. Sultan Selim I, in 1517, conquered the Mamluk Sultanate and officially assumed the title of Caliph, transferring it from the Abbasid shadow caliphs to the Ottomans. For the next 4 centuries, the Ottomans held this symbolic title. Although the Muslim world was no longer unified, the Caliphate remained a powerful symbol of the unity of the Ummah, the Muslim community. The Turks were widely honored for holding this significant title. However, the defeat of the Ottomans in World War I resulted in the rise of nationalist Turkey. Mustafa Kemal Pasha, the founder of modern Turkey, officially abolished the Caliphate in 1924. This marked the end of the institution's significance and authority in the Islamic world, as no other nation assumed the caliphal authority. In conclusion, the institution of the Caliphate evolved through 3 major phases. Initially, it was a religiously inspired political system aimed at upholding the law of God. Later, it transitioned into a system where the political component was dominant and caliphs could be overthrown. The Umayyad and Abbasid dynasties introduced the concept of inheriting caliphate and mixed it with dynastic rule. Finally, the Ottomans became the first non-Arab ethnic group to hold an undisputed claim to the caliphate in 1517, fostering a sense of equality among Arab and non-Arab Muslims. However, the abolition of the institution marked a turning point in history, as the caliphate's symbolic significance as a semi-religious political system was lost to the Muslim world, leaving behind a priceless cultural legacy.